Welcome back to KP's Kingdom, cooking with KP, and today I'm taking you on a trip down memory lane. Okay, so when I was a kid, I always wanted McDonald's. My mother would never let me have McDonald's, and she would say, "No, I'm going to make you a burger better than McDonald's." And I'd say, "Better than McDonald's?" And she'd say, "Yeah, she will." Right? It's a little bit like that line or that little story out of Eddie Murphy's Raw. Okay, I've got 1 kilo of ground beef or beef mince. I'm just using a store-bought ground beef, and you know it's the budget one, so it's got a little bit more fat. Now, my mum used to get these onions and cut them incredibly chunky and put those in. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and I had to get my father, who's still alive today, to confirm this for me. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and she used to put a bit of garlic in. Look, I'm not going chunky garlic, I'm just going to use a bit of garlic powder. We've got enough seasoning in this already, but my mum used to do another little ingredient which I'll show you in a second. So just mix all of that through as best as you possibly can. If I was making this style of burger for myself today, I would actually cut that onion up quite fine. I'm showing you how my mum used to do it 40 years ago, and it's, you know, it's a very different type of burger. So mix all that up with your hands if you can, and I'm actually going to take half of that mince out and put it aside, and because we're going to make 2 different batches. So she used to get green capsicum or green pepper, and again around about the same size chunkiness to the onion, she would put that into the mix as well and get it all sort of mixed through like this. And these are an incredibly chunky and cumbersome burger to eat, but look, it's worth having a go. I cut things up a bit finer. She used to have this Tupperware burger press. I don't have that anymore. I don't think so, unless it is in my storage unit. So I'm just going to use a cookie cutter to make my patties up. These are not going to work like your normal smash type burger. They will fall apart if you try and do that. So just make your patties up as best as you possibly can. Be careful, I am using the sharp side up, so just be careful when you're patting these down. Don't go too far, you will get yourself cut. Right, and 1 kilo of ground beef or beef mince will make a lot of burgers. I'm making a second batch just with the onion. I've said this before, but Mrs. KP can't have capsicum because of the capsaicin. Anyway, so there's our burgers. Now, I'm going to show you how my mum made them, and I'm going to give you an alternative of how I'm bringing it into modern day, still using the same sort of ingredients. Sliced white bread, get the cookie cutter, cut yourself out a nice little disc like that. And that's something my mum never did either. She never buy hamburger buns. This was always served on flat sliced bread. So a little bit different. Again, it was a budget type dish, and I'm talking, this is what my mum used to do back in the 70s. We didn't have too many McDonald's around there at all. A little bit of oil in the pan, just like that, and we're going to cook these off. Be very careful, don't cook them too quickly. You need time for the meat to cook all the way through. It is something that these are cooked, how these are cooked. These are cooked well done. A little bit of salt needs that. That's the probably the only thing my mum didn't used to do, is put salt on the burgers. I'm going to put a little bit of ground black pepper on there as well, just to boost that flavour a little bit. Alright, get ready, we'll give them a flip, and you'll see that when we do give them the flip, we'll have a nice, quite a charred top to them, just like that. Sometimes we would actually cook these on the barbecue, but most of the time it was actually in a fry pan. So, way should we construct these? Slice of bread straight down. We'll get our burger, and we'll just put that straight on top of the bread. No margarine, no butter, no nothing. And in our household, we didn't have a lot in the way of fancy condiments. Tomato sauce was probably the most extravagant that we had in the 70s, so we put a little bit of tomato sauce on there like that. That's it. That's my mum's McDonald's hamburger. Look at that. That's all you got, and I tell you what, it does taste pretty good. I'm going to make my version now. Right, so we're going to use exactly the same ingredients. Our burgers are in the pan. We're going to cook these exactly the same way. We're not going to change anything up. Look, if they were good 40 years ago, they're still good today. So we're just going to do that, cook those up I'm going to put a little bit of cheese over the top. I wasn't even allowed to have cheese as a kid, and that's a different story for a different video in another time. Okay, so we'll give those a bit of a flip like that once we've got our hands working properly. Alright, and here's my little disc of flat white bread. I'm going to put that down. On goes our first burger eventually. So just get that, put that straight on, keeping true to the original recipe. No butter, no margarine or anything like that. I am going to give it a little squeeze of a bit of mayo. That's my take. And a little bit of mustard, a little bit of yellow mustard. That can go straight over the top. I'm going to put another bit of bread. Been doing a lot of McDonald's type burgers and things lately on this channel. I'm going to put another one on top to make it like the Big Mac that I always wanted when I was a kid. And I'm going to top that off with a little bit of beetroot. That's a real Australian thing for anyone from overseas watching. Beetroot on a hamburger is something that, yes, we do. We do put that on our burgers, and it does give it a really nice earthy flavour. A little bit of tomato, straight on. Not even bothering with lettuce. I'm just going to keep it all really simple. A little bit of tomato sauce, which I'd forgotten, and there goes our little bit of tomato on top, and all we have to simply do now is put a lid on it and it's done. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit different from what I normally do. Yes, it's another burger, I know. I'll love to see you try and make this one at home. Thank you so much for watching. Please share this with your friends. Please leave a comment, hit the notifications bell. You'll be notified every time a new video goes up. More importantly, you want to see some of the stupid ideas that come into my head, something that I had 40 years ago, I'm making today. You need to come and join the family, my family. Hit the subscribe button. You'll never miss another one of my videos again. I've already eaten this burger. I ate it 40 years ago and it still tastes the same. I will catch you next time. Bye!